So, in retrospect, by the fact that Kareem walked in here yesterday via Cordillo, the night before, Aaron Matthews got, near me and asked me about my bank accounts and who had been using them. I said, "That's nothing to do with me." And then he followed me to the spot, with farmer's market. They had a guy called Andre, who had a house in Cordillo, and introduced me briefly to the Oaks situation out of my, at that level stay in Chris Caudill's car during those periods of original Trump cetology. So they have this underground channel of underground prostitution / insanity hoes that they're trying. Like yesterday, when they came back from there, they had those hoes waiting for the final onslaught, whereby, door 43 was, I thought this is 42, so the one next to it is, I'm not sure what number. I'm in 47 here. And it was like little open, and Kareem was in there. Then Magali ran and started to fuck him, hysterically. Whereby here, the Rolf is all encouraging of that energy. They're like, fucks him like a storm, something like that. So all these hoes that were doing all these prostitution jobs between Cordillo and here, and, Evian, Wexford, like everywhere I wasn't when I was at Seabrook of Hilton Head, they used to make fun of me then, that like, oh, granny, whatever. Then they bought an apartment, 2401, and then they took all of the bank accounts of Forsyth that had been serving me, ending in 4243 and 1265, that paid for my Cricket phone and the number, the mobile and everything. Noor Al Khazin took them all by hacking me on justanswer.com or something. And now they're trying to flip it around on me because I'm not getting, the clearance fuck by the men that they hurt. So the men that they hurt now see me in an eye of despicable energy, because after they hurt them, now they haven't established a new systematology whereby they get the children that they breed by them, and then they have the child, gently caress the genitalia of the dad under the tutelage of the mom, and then they let the dad feed on the genitalia of the child so that they can remove his attention off of me, and then they feed him, turn his attention around, and then they're all compliant and complacent now to getting rid of me to accommodate their feminines that now have taken precedence over the field, which most of them are masculines actually. So that is the transgender agenda, and how it is unfolding. And how now, say for instance, all my save for like Facebook activity has been suspended because they posted pictures on Facebook, so I can't be active on El Khoury for Aurora, or they won't even let me change for Aurora Melanie Morning Star, like if I want to put, say, for my even adoptive rights, because the Melania was only abuse. They would have even Kareem abuse me for them to pretend that it was Aaron, to pretend that like Dina was Aurore because that it had that vagina, and force, say, Lucifer to go down on that, to call that Aurora and not me, and force me to be called Melania, or they would restrain my rights, etc., etc. Then with the Dima thing, it became way worse, but they can't do it directly, so they use Mia Sadi as bait to then in the end pretend that I was insane, etc., between the Unit 3 whatnot here.